Memorial for the Knoxville National. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're full wide, green flag, showtime. The Knoxville Nationals are green.
As we are here live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and we're going to bring you a little Tuesday night racing action here on Old Timers Tuesday. And first off, we're going to run the 358s here at Lernerville Speedway, a little practice for tomorrow's hometown hero action. We're going to stay in town here at in Sarverville, PA. Gonna run Lernerville 2 nights in a row. We have hometown heroes here tomorrow, and then the guys after this one. We're gonna take a real quick break on the dirt, and we're gonna head off to Michigan. We're gonna run some Dallara D12s at Michigan, so that should be a good show here. Definitely want to stick around for a lot of racing action, and then tonight, if you're into late models, I'm gonna be doing a late model show. So. Like and subscribe to the channel there, Shaggy TV, and you're in for a night full of racing, that's for sure. But right now we're watching Terry Landis just screwing around here in practice, trying to get around Bill Calder's running the bottoms. And Terry probably likes the bottom as his preferred line and is just going to, have to work a little bit here to try to get around this 325 of Bill Calder. As you see, he's got to get on the binders or he's going to run over Bill there. Chapman Racing drone here, and see Terry Landis trying to look underneath, but Bill gets a little sideways there. Who is that coming in the middle? Pat Boyce. He ends up coming out the cleanest, though, of that is Terry Landis. I think he's just maybe, you know, running with Bill a little bit. Maybe trying to teach him a little something. Tell him, hey, man, you're doing this wrong. You know, we can improve here. And I imagine that's a lot of what's going on here is, you know, plenty of chances to go by Bill Calder in the 325. But it's probably just used as a little coaching session here. Who's that coming up? It's going to be this Justified Vecchio. I know him as Michael Vecchio, I believe. Unless he maybe lets his father run the car or something else in this. But like I say, I know him as Michael. Anybody else who watches the channel probably knows that 007 is Michael Vecchio. So he ends up putting it on the podium. We'll have to do a little hunting here to find out. Bill Calder in the 325. You know, so glad to have him back. Got a message from him. He said, you know, he was a little tired after all those laps, and I imagine here at Lernerville, this one's going to wear him out a little bit too. And can't really sleep on the Indy car at Michigan. They're so finicky with the steering wheel that you can't really, you know, get yourself caught up twitching too hard, or you're gonna wreck in the Indy car. So gotta behave yourself. But you got a little battle going on in practice. See here as they slide through 3 and 4. Let's watch the battle going into turn 1. Let's watch them coming out of 2, going into 3 here. Terry Landis looks to have it done here. We'll see. Vecchio is going to slot in behind him. We saw quite the battle last week at Daytona between Terry Landis and oh my gosh, I can't think of your first name right now. It's gonna come to me. I can even think of Roland Olson. That's right. I was gonna say I can even remember your daughter, the basketball player's name, but Roland, I was having a tough time drawing your name. Hopefully we see him out here for the asphalt race. But man, him and Terry Landis, that was the battle of the chocolate milks. As you know, Terry Landis, we'll give you a little more of a sponsor-friendly view here. Is see Yoo-Hoo on that thing. Roland Olson, he runs Nestle. So we got the chocolate milk rivalry, and that's something when you go to an asphalt track. Always got to keep an eye on between these two. See, it took us up to the blimp there. I was trying to... A lot of guys in gray here, not on the track, thought maybe we had 2 practice rooms. And just trying to find some other guys, get them a little air time here, but I believe we're all in the same room this evening. Just some guys haven't, you know, utilized the track time as much as the others here. Bob Good in the 7 here. Pat Boyce creeping in the picture behind him. Let's see if they can develop a little battle here. Pat Boyce high and handsome in 3 and 4. Just looks to carry as much momentum as he can. A little lower than Bob DeGood there through on the entry of 1 and 2, but didn't look like it hurt him. You know, that may be an interesting line to choose here later in the heat when you're trying to pass some people. If you know, you don't have to run the brim totally, and now you see Bob DeGood. He tried it actually that lap after Pat pulled off. He's going to try it here in 3 and 4 as well. Got them board with the Justified Motorsports machine. As soon as I go to the right front cam, of course, he decides to run it on the bottom. I was going to show you how aggressive some of these guys are getting here on corner entry. See, Terry Landis, never mind, I was going to say he was running the high side earlier, but now it looks like he's kind of committing to practicing the bottom here. Couple minutes to go here until we roll into our feature here. I believe we're rolling around 7 o'clock, so 6:58 here local time. Should roll here in a couple minutes. Meatloaf riding on that 325 here this evening. Old Smokey the Desert Demon, he's got to be somebody you keep your eye on tonight. I mean, real easy to say, Shaggy. Yeah, he's at the top of the speed charts. Man, he's just somebody who really understands how to run the bottom, and as you see now, you know, he's not afraid to go up and run the top if he feels like he needs to, and that's the quickest way to do it. So let's see if we can get him to hopefully stay. Nope, of course not. Gonna go back down to the bottom. Terry's probably listening. Can't give him a good view. There he goes. There we got a view. We almost lost our camera as he kisses the wall there. See, you know, watch those hands. One big yank in there into the left, and then the rest of the corner, you know, you're turning right, just slowly trying to work the wheel to straight, and that's the key to these things. You don't want to have to be turning left in the middle of the corner. If you're turning left in the middle of the corner in a dirt car, you're in trouble. You're going to lose a lot of speed on exit, and, you know, 9 times out of 10, that means you're fighting a tight race car, or, you know, the other time, maybe you got a little help, pushed you up the track to straighten you out. And you do not want to tighten up here in the going in the corner. So here we go. Look how close he gets that right rear. Oh, real close that time, right as I click out of it. Can barely hang on there. Sorry about the little sound delay there. They were trying to make sure I was good for the broadcast. I didn't want anything, to come out that wasn't supposed to there, and I don't really have a way to mute somebody else's audio for you guys to hear it, or for you guys to not hear it and me still hear it. That is yet to be discovered, so. We've got heat number 1 here rolling off at Lernerville Speedway, and the grid's going to look a little something like this here. Starting on the pole, the 25 of Gary Sigelkow is outside, the 7 of Bob the Good. Inside of row number 2, the 161, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, and is outside the 888 of Steve Maurer. Inside of row number 3 is going to be Jeff Barker, and John Morano was actually supposed to start P3, but doesn't look like he's going to make the grid call here in time, so that's what's going to move the Desert Demon up 2 spots here to start this thing. Because right now the motors are warming up going down the backstretch, and we're going to get ready to roll here at Lernerville Speedway as we're going to go play in the clay here at Lernerville. Let's go. Green's out. Drop the hammer and let's hear them, boys. Going into turn 1 on the outside. Bob the Good in the 7 looking to hook up, but he's going to maybe get a little contact from the 25 of Gary Sigelkow, and that's going to open up the door for Terry Landis to make it 3 wide on the bottom. And we've got a new leader, third to first in 1 lap. The Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Hot on his tail is going to be the 7 of Bob the Good here. He's going to get a big run going down the backstretch. Can he send it in on the high side? Terry Landis is going to try to answer back on the bottom here. He's going to get a big run coming out of the corner, and he's going to hold the lead at the line. 4 to go. This time by in the top 3 are under a blanket as you've got the 161 of Terry Landis, the 7 of Bob the Good, and the 513, the Brewerton Beast, the Jeff Barker. He's looking under his friend and teammate of the 7, Bob the Good. He's trying to take over P2. The Brewerton Beast with a big run out of 2. Terry Landis gets a little high coming out of 2, and we may have a new leader at the line as the 7 of Bob the Good goes over, but Jeff Barker, we do have a new leader at the line, but Terry Landis coming back high and handsome here through 1 and 2. Going down the backstretch into 3, they're dead even. It's going to be all about who gets the better drive off of 4, and that's going to be the 513 of Jeffrey Barker here. White flag in the air, final time by. Jeffrey Barker's going to look to protect here going into 3 for the final time. He's going to go low. Terry Landis is going to try to counter, but he's not going to be able to do it. His checkered flag is waving. Jeff Barker's going to be your feature winner, followed by Terry Landis, Steve Maurer, and Gary Sigelkow. Bob the Good not able to finish, and John Morano didn't make the call, but big heat win for Jeff Barker as that's going to put the 513 on the front row for this pole. Let's see here, lining up for heat race number 2. That's going to look a little something like this. We've got Michael Vecchio on the pole in the 007, and is outside in the 325. We've got Bill Calder. Inside of row number 2, you've got the mayor, Stephen Bixler, and is outside in the 012, Bob Curtis. Rounding out the field tonight in row number 3, we've got the 110 of Kelly Wheeler, and is outside in the 41, Pat Boyce. Very eventful heat race number 1, and you know this one's going to be exciting here too, I'd imagine. Bill Calder, he's got to be on the horse. I know he's back, and you know you got to work those jitters out, but when you're on the front row here, you got to make sure you got it all back together, and if not, you know, he's definitely going to try to get up out of the way here, but I have faith in Bill. That 325, it might surprise us here. You know, he's gotten another week to recover. That strength's back, or coming back. You know, he's not at 100% yet. With the iRacing Coast to Coast workout plan, he's going to be back there real soon, that's for sure. coming through down the backstretch. Pace car will pull off this time by through 3 and 4, and we're going to get ready to play here in heat race number 2 as the flag man's got the green up in the air and it's waving. It's time to go play, boys. Here we go. Michael Vecchio out to a big lead, and Bill Calder may be caught sleeping a little bit there on the outside. Oh, causes a big checkup, and that's going to knock Steven Bixler, Bob Curtis, and all of a sudden Kelly Wheeler, wow, up 4 spots from the start. Gonna start 5th and, up 3 spots. Now he's up trying to go up 4 here. Started 5th, up to 2nd, and he is gonna make Michael Vecchio work hard to defend here. Coming through 3 and 4, across the start finish line, 4 to go here this time by. Michael Vecchio looking to hold momentum here, going down the backstretch into turns 3. Kelly Wheeler a little lower in 3 and 4. Looked like it gave him a good run, and as it did, he is all over the back of the 007 here. He's going to look low going into 3. He's going to sling it and wing it. They are side by side coming out of 4 here. 2 to go. A little contact going into 2. Michael Vecchio shuts the door, and Kelly Wheeler either got on the binders to help from wiping out the 007, or that maybe just broke something in the car, didn't like it, and he had to bind up. But all of a sudden, battling for your race lead here, white flag out. He's just got to hope he can settle for 2nd. Through turns 3 and 4, final time. Michael Vecchio in the 007 is going to be your heat race number 2 winner, followed by Kelly Wheeler, Pat Boyce, and the mayor, Steven Bixler. We are going to do a quick 3-minute break here for warm-ups, and we'll be right back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stick around.
They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses of man and machine. They're 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. Here come the Extreme ECTV Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars in the Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville National. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Race, drive, green flag, showtime in Knoxville Nationals underway. The Coast to Coast Racing League, in partnership with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Dillon Westbrook Racing, and Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, are proud to present the 5th annual Mike Westbrook Memorial Knoxville Nationals for the Steve King Foundation. July 22nd to July 25th. 4 days of Knoxville action using the actual Knoxville National scoring system. Over $2,200 in payouts and prizes. $15 for Coast to Coast members, $20 for non-Coast to Coast members with a max I rating of 3,000. All proceeds go directly to the Steve King Foundation. Feel free to donate more. Open setup 360s with all races at the Knoxville Raceway. The event will be open to the first 100 drivers. All races will be broadcasted on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. For more info, log on to www.c2crl.com. It's showtime.
As you just saw the ad there for the Knoxville Nationals, if you haven't already, make sure you sign up because that is going to be one hell of a show. Every night of that's going to be broadcasted, and I'm going to be with Marty there on Monday night, and I'm going to come back Wednesday night for the pole shootout and the last chance races, and Thursday night, Marty and I'll be right here to call that feature action with you, so make sure you, if you haven't signed up, you go get your butt over there, register for the Coast to Coast Knoxville Nationals. It's quite the experience, and we raise a lot of money for the Steve King Foundation, which happily sponsors our pace car in this series. So can't say enough about the Steve King Foundation and the Knoxville Nationals. It's a small drop in the bucket for what those guys actually want to accomplish. So get out and support us, and by supporting us, you're supporting them with C2C Knoxville National. So we definitely want you out there. But man, on a little bit lighter note here, we're ready to go feature race in action here at Lernerville Speedway. 25 laps, and you're looking at the grid. Starting on the pole is going to be the Brewerton Beast, the 513, and is outside of the 007. We got James Bond, Michael Vecchio. Inside of row number 2, we've got the Desert Demon of Terry Landis, and is outside the 110 of Kelly Wheeler. Inside of row number 3, we have the 888 of Stephen Maurer, and is outside the 41 of Pat Boyce. Rolling off on the inside of row number 4, we've got the 25 of Gary Sigelkow, and is outside the Mayor in the 75, Stephen Bixler. Inside of row number 5, we have the Bob DeGood in the 7, and is outside Bill Calder in the 325. And rounding out the field tonight, we have John Morano, who actually didn't make the call here, so no John Morano, but row 6 all by himself, the 012 of Bob Curtis here tonight. There's Jeff Barker. He was confident in the car, one of the only guys to not go out in warm-ups this evening, so he doesn't want the track to change at all. He wanted to leave it how it was. He felt like he's fast, and he's ready to roar here at Lernerville Speedway. The final time here, they're going to roll through 3 and 4 as the boys get ready to play in the clay at Lernerville Speedway. The green flag's high in the air, and the Brewerton Beast is hard on the hammer as he looks to protect the lead going into turn 1. Right behind him, though, the Desert Demon of Terry Landis. He's going hunting here, trying to look on the inside for P2. Can he look to the bottom under Michael Vecchio? Hard on the binders as he almost cut the grass there in that 358. And that's allowed Jeff Barker in that 513 to really extend the lead. Back in the pack, Gary Sigelkow in that 325, trying to go to work on the 7 of Bob DeGood. And right in front of Bob DeGood, you see Stephen Maurer trying to work on the Mayor, Stephen Bixler. Maurer maybe with a little kiss there from the 7 of Bob DeGood as these guys are racing hard. Oh, Steve Bixler set it in contact in the back. Bob DeGood gets some help from Gary Sigelkow hard into the outside wall as he continues on. Bob DeGood is not going to be a happy camper, though, as the leaders roll through turns 4. Terry Landis, you saw there on the inside. Hold on, Terry. He's trying to think about cutting the grass there in 1 and 2, but he's going to behave himself, going to dive it off here in the middle. Let's see what he does through 3 and 4. Up from the starter stand, you're seeing him almost 3 wide there coming across the start line. Who is that? Steve Maurer and Gary Sigelkow. They are battling hard here for 7th place. You gotta love it. Nothing easy here. This Pat Boyce and Steve Bixler working hard for that top 5 spot. The mares. Oh, Bill Calder got hung up on the bottom. Come up in front of the leaders. Hold on, Bill. So he looks for a safe way, but there is no safe way right now. Michael Vecchio really paying the price here. Is he able to slide up? Coming through 3 and 4. Bill Calder getting a little out of sorts there. Michael Vecchio back to having a battle for that 5th place spot here, but the big benefiter of that with Bill had to be Steve Bixler. I mean, there was a time where he was riding around in 6th spot, able to move up to 3rd, just got around it, no problem. But now Kelly Wheeler with a big send, almost gets into that 75. Let's ride on board here with Kelly Wheeler. You see how close the 75 gets through turns 3 and 4. He's just flirting with danger up there. I think we just saw a tire laying on the track. Somebody might have had some trouble. Who is that on the inside of the track? I do believe Steve Maurer. Steve Mauer's got to come to a stop. Yeah, missing that right front tire. Or couldn't tell if it was a right front tire, but let's see if we can go possibly see what happened here. All right, so let's slow this down. So contact there. Couldn't tell who. I believe that was Gary Siegelkow who had to check up, for Bob the Good. And then, oh, you see the left front tire. Or no, it may have been the right front. Yeah, you see it just go for a bounce. Bounce. It's just rolling. It's rolling. There's a good view of it. Let's see if we can. The turn 1 camera. It's just rolling. I'm almost... It stinks that this camera is going to move. I'm pretty committed to that tire here. Let's see here. There we go. There. Now we get a view of it. And that's where, yeah, we see it. It's rolling back down the track there. And that's where the boys in iRacing, they're lucky that, we can just drive through that tire. That could have caused big damage, but man, that was wild. But a good 10-lap run there to start the race. I mean, Bob the Good, he's 4 laps down. He basically had to call it quits after that damage there, and not sure if he's going to be able to get back on the lead lap or not. They are getting some guys on the lead lap trying to here. Bob being 4 laps down, I don't even think he's on the... No, he is on the track. Just don't know if he's going to be able to get 4 laps back that quick. Here's Bob the Good. He's going to try to get at least one of them back here. See him going around.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Try to let him get his lap back here, but I don't think we extended it in time. We're probably going to have to slow up for this pace car, unless they just keep driving around. Jeff Barker's pretty good with the black clear tools, but it's gonna say they misbehaved. Yeah, I was gonna say, if I'm Bob the Good, I take advantage of this. I go around again here. A little cloudy here at Lernerville tonight. You can see off the backstretch there. It looks like we may have rain incoming, so the boys know we got to get this show on the road here. Your leader, Jeff Barker, he's about ready to do that. He's ready to put that hammer down and try to walk away again. He knows this time At 161 of Terry Landis, he's going to be right there with him. He's not going to be able to just walk away right here. Going to have that 161 battling hard.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out. Terry Landis with a pretty good jump here, able to stay in the tracks of that 513. Coming down the backstretch here. Roaring into turns 3. Pretty single file here. First guy doing something a little different was Terry Landis, and now all of a sudden the mare, Steven Bixler, he's got a run going into 1 and 2. The mare is going to clear Terry Landis coming out of 2, and now Terry's got more trouble on the high side. Kelly Wheeler in the 110 looking to power by. Steven Bixler's got that hot rod rolling in that 75 here. He's coming strong. Ripping the lip in 4. Can he find a run to maybe counter under that 513? Not just yet. He's got the 110 of Kelly Wheeler behind him, looking to make it 3 wide coming out of 2. Steven Bixler's going to go up top, rip that lip again in 4. He needs to look for a big run here. Finally almost to that quarter panel of the 513 on entry. Let's go up top here. Steven Bixler side by side with Jeff Barker. Bill Calder, a lap car coming up, and Steve Bixler, new leader. Jeff Barker's got to get on the binders as he tries to work around. Kelly Wheeler shoved off the top by Pat Boyce. I believe a little contact between him and the 41, and that's going to send him around. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Going off into turn 1. Is there Pat looks low. Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, Pat. It was not Pat at all. Kelly did that all by himself. A little too aggressive on corner entry and, you know, doesn't want to come down in front of anybody. Has to park it. And caution's going to come out. Yeah, absolutely no blame at all on that 41 of Pat Boyce. Is the mayor, Steven Bixler, the new leader here at Lernerville, PA. Or at Lernerville Speedway. You know, the mayor's hungry for a good finish. He'd be real happy about this one. I believe Bob did good here. They still have him a lap down. Yeah, he's going to go around here again. And that'll put Bob on the lead lap. So everybody should be back on the lead lap here now, according to my information. Other than, well, Steve Mowers, I believe, called it quits. He's in the pits. And John Morano not running the show tonight. We should be going down the backstretch for the final time. Lights are off on the pace car. Let's go up here in the starter stand for what may be the final green flag start of the night. The mayor, Steven Bixler, looking to get a good jump on the 513, the Brewerton Beast of Jeffrey Barker, and he does just that. Terry Landis looked to kiss the wall a little bit on entry, and all of a sudden he's become shark bait for that 41 here as Pat Boyce wants that bottom step of the podium. Up front battle heating up though. The Brewerton Beast looking to the bottom of the mare here. The mare trying to see if he can just hold on up top. It looked like he did have the faster car there before that caution came out as he was just able to get around the 513, and he's doing it on the high side, living dangerously up there is that 75. Kelly Wheeler looking to the bottom of Michael Vecchio here, trying to take 5th spot and see if he can try to catch that 41 as you see Terry Landis in the wall. Michael Vecchio countering back under. Kelly Wheeler just not going to have enough steam as we go back up front. 3 to go this time by for the mayor, Steven Bixler. He's got that thing up to a half a second lead, and you got to be thinking at this point, if he's smooth, if he hits his marks, it's going to be real tough for that 513 to pull anything out of the bag here. Double sticks in the air. Jeff Barker able to make up a 10th at the line here as we're rolling down the backstretch. Here, coming through turns 3 and 4, looking to get the white flag as the white flag is in the air. Final time around Lernerville Speedway. The 75 of Steven Bixler looks to have a pretty convincing lead here over the 513 of Jeff Barker. There's no way he gives this one up. Through turns 3 and 4, Steve Bixler is going to be your winner. Jeff Barker went over the edge. Terry Landis is going to take P2. Pat Boyce P3. Kelly Wheeler 4th. Mike Govecchio 5th. Gary Sigelkow 6th. Bob Curtis 7th. Bob DeGood 8th. And Bill Calder, well, there he comes across in 9th places. Tough break for Jeff Barker on that last lap. Let's see if we can maybe see what happened to Mr. Barker here on this final lap. We're going to go on board here. And once we get on board, we'll speed it up a little bit. So right now he's getting the white flag. And Jeff Barker, he's just going to go up top. Maybe he didn't want a podium here tonight. Maybe felt like he gave one up and, that was just going to be it as he called it a night, just going to roll it in the pits here. But what a battle here. So let's see what kind of... Or as we wait for Pat Boyce to find his way up to the waiting room here. Steven Bixler's definitely going to be happy with this one. The mayor's got something to celebrate here tonight. Pat Boyce, got him up in the broadcast booth. Hey, Pat, Shaggy up here, man. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
Hey, man, doing pretty good. Well, Barker got into a little trouble there on the last lap. Got you that podium spot, man, but you were battling hard for Terry Landis. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes, we kind of found out that the high side was coming in, so we all went up towards the top, and it was working pretty decent.
Yeah, right before that caution came out, we saw you and Steven Bixler really utilizing the high side to move up through the field and, put you in that prime spot to be able to go fight for the podium. And you were able to get it done. When you had that last caution, did you think you had anything to get up on the final step here, or was it kind of a surprise for you?
It was kind of a surprise. I figured Barker had it. So, yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, well, as well as I do, man, that stuff happens in racing more times than not, probably. So
you got that right.
Yeah, but hey, man, the 41, that thing looked good tonight, able to put it on that bottom step. Congratulations, Pat. Who you want to thank?
I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing League, and I want to thank Jaggy for putting this broadcast on. And I want to thank Mauer Farm Management for sponsoring it. And the Salty Dog Race Team.
Well, hey, hell of a job, Pat. Are we going to see you here at Michigan in a few?
Most likely, yes.
All right, man. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
That's Pat Boyce, your third place finisher. Excuse me, needed to cough there real quick as we're ready to bring up the second place finisher here, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Hey, man, kind of a surprise P2 there, tough final lap for Barker, but you'll take that, right?
Yeah, what happened? It looked like I saw a backfire come out of exhaust, like he lifted, like maybe he thought it was a lap short or something. I don't know, like last lap.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to be something like that because he didn't go over the edge, just kind of pulled it in the pits, maybe.
Yeah.
Just a little upset about the one that got away is, Bixler able to work the high side, but... Oh. Man, you're one of those guys, Terry. You're so committed to that bottom. You know, you love catfishing down there. Did you think about going up there and flirting with the outside at all?
Yeah, well, yeah, at the end there you had to, because after the mayor went by me, I was like, okay, that's the place to be. So that's where I went. But I still was pretty good down in 3 and 4 down low if I was hanging the left front over the grass there.
Yeah, you know, we got a pretty good view of that. If you go back and watch it, I got a turn 4 camera, and we saw you cutting the grass there in 3 and 4. I brought it up, but you know, after you kissed the wall a couple times too, going down the front stretch, man. But the right front held up for you and able to pull in that middle step of the podium. Congratulations, bud. Who you want to thank?
Thanks, man. Mauer Farm Management first off, because without them we wouldn't be racing, and you of course, because this won't be showing on YouTube, and Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, Kreitz Sim Racing, Kreitz Old Track Parts, Excellent Sprint Wraps, and my wife Judy.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job here, Terry, and I can almost guarantee you're going to be at Michigan here with us next, aren't you?
Oh yeah, no, it's Charlotte, bro.
Oh, Charlotte. Oh, my gosh, it's Charlotte. I've been saying Michigan all night, and I wrote Michigan in the YouTube thing. I can't believe I did that. But, hey, you win some, you lose some, and
Exactly.
we're just as excited for Charlotte. You know, who cares?
Heck yeah, it'll be flat out racing.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, looking forward to it, Terry, and hopefully I talk to you again, man.
All right, Zach, have a good night.
It's going to be your second place finisher, and, you know, becoming a feature here on this podium in the Old Timers here. Steven Bixler, big winner here at Lernerville, man. How's it feel?
I'll tell you what, Shaggy, it feels pretty good because that may be the best race I've ever run at Lernerville. It just seemed like every time I went around there, I hit the same mark. And, like I said, I was running those guys down in front of me, and I was making time, and I just stayed with it.
Yeah, no, you know, let's call it how it is here. In the retreads, people normally, slouch on these wins a little bit. But I'll tell you what, that 513 in front of you, we know just as well. I mean, he can win on a Thursday night in these things. And, you know, we talked about on the broadcast here, the way you were just planting that right rear. I mean, a couple inches from the outside there. You said it, Steve. You put it up there, man. You hit your marks, dude. You could have run with Isaac Salas here tonight, I think.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, Shaggy, but no, when you can run to Jeff Barker like that, you know, and run him down, and I have tremendous respect for him. He's one of the best out here and one of the cleanest. And when I got alongside of him, it's like, man, I got something here, you know.
Yeah, you hooked that top groove at the right time, and man, you gave that 513 the medicine to take that victory away. So hell of a job, Steven, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you at Charlotte here next, right?
Yeah, we'll try the DW12. It's going to be a little bit tighter passing there, you know, with those cars. You got some pretty good speed up there, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, hey, man, hell of a job here tonight. You had what it took, and I really mean what I said. Your teammate there, Blake, he would have been very happy with that. He would have been impressed. But congratulations, Steve. Who you want to thank tonight?
Well, I got to, of course, thank Mauer Farm Management, their sponsor for our Retreads League, and they do a lot for the coast to coast. Got to thank, Flatline Racing Bodies, you know, my good friend there, Dan Chapman, and thank him. And, I got to thank you for the broadcast. You do a really, really good job there, Shaggy. So appreciate you doing what you do.
Well, hey, man, like, I say it all the time, but when you guys put races on like this, it makes my job easy, and hell of a job making it exciting tonight and ripping that lip to get by Jeff, because we know that's not easy, man. So congratulations on the big win here tonight.
All right. Thanks, Shaggy. We'll probably see you at Charlotte.
Sounds good, man. And that's going to be your winner there, Steve Bixler in the 75. And what an impressive run from Steven Bixler tonight is, probably weren't expecting that. Let's be honest. I thought it was going to be the 161 or the 513 there. And Steven Bixler in that 75 stole the show here and just did a dance on the high side that nobody else could do. So we're going to take a quick little break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we'll be right back here with some Dallara action at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we were talking about it.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life and it's the lives of racers everywhere is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
As you are listening to the Dallara D12 rip around turns 1 and 2 here at Charlotte Motor Speedways, we are going to be in for quite a race here. Now we're going to put you in the middle of 3 and 4 here. Right on the apron. You get to watch all the cars go by at about 190 mile an hour. As we are set here to let these light, fast cars loose here around Charlotte. And, you know, we heard some of the guys talk about it. I think it was Terry, maybe it was Bixler there at the end, but just talked about how tight it can get here. And, man, if you don't give guys room coming out of the corner, especially here, and you're pinching guys down, you are going to be in for trouble here at Charlotte Speedway. Or Charlotte Motor Speedway, excuse me. As right now we're riding along with Terry Landis here. He's rolling through 3 and 4. Just trying to be as smooth as he can with that steering wheel through 1 and 2, and we're going to go back up against the wall in the backstretch. There's not as much air there with that wall. It's got to all do with air pressure. You're going to pick up a speed slightly faster if you get right up against that wall. That's why you see the good guys, you can barely fit a sheet of paper in between them and the wall sometimes on corner entry, and it's just that they're trying to get all that they can out of the car. You see the start-finish line, and that was beautiful. 3 guys drove by it there for me. See if we can go up here. So much speed to be had coming out of 4. You see the banking there right at the bottom right here, right above the com and iRacing.com. You can just see how aggressive the tilt is coming off. So if you float the car up, it really helps, turn the car for you and help straighten you out there. See some guys having a little bit of trouble there. As I think we're getting ready to roll off here. We should go into qualifying, I think. No, that's right. No qualifying. Just a lucky random draw. I forgot about that. So this is going to be it. You just got to, you got to hope you hit the luck of the draw here, and it's time to go play here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Is on the pole, lucky man tonight, the 888 of Steven Maurer is outside the 25 of Gary Sigelkow. Inside of row number 2, we have the 325 of Bill Calder and is outside the mayor, Steven Bixler, your earlier feature winner tonight at Lernerville Speedway. So we'll have to see if he definitely wants to go for that double tonight. Inside of row number 3, we have the 007 of Michael Vecchio and is outside the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Inside of row number 4, we've got the 302 of John Rayner and is outside the 70 of Mike Cramner. Inside of row number 5, we have the 41. Oh, I was looking here at my software, forgot to ever change that for you, and as you see, Mike Cramner got in the back of Terry Landis, so this is not going to be good here.
Not going green.
We're going to have an early caution, I believe. We're going to extend the pace laps. I don't know. I imagine they can go in quick repair here, but I don't really know if iRacing opens up the pit this early. So this is going to be something that we all kind of learn together here, that's for sure. But going to roll around a couple times here, so they've got a little bit of time here to figure it out. But Mauer Farm Management Old Timers Tuesday here. Should be a good one. Let's see, Terry Landis, they are going to pull in the pits here. Are they able to repair? It looks like they are. So that's definitely going to help him there. Probably going to lose those starting spots. Not that, that's going to be the end of the world here, but not a long race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Only 30 laps, so you don't want to just give spots away. Coming through turns 3 and 4. This should be the final time here. Pace car should roll off. Let's see here. Flagman's got the green up in the air. We're waiting for him. We're waiting. I'm getting impatient. We're waiting. Here we come. Green flag's ready to fly here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Steve Mauer's going to lead him to the green. The 325 of Bill Calder starts off a little slowly there. Everybody able to get on by. No harm, no foul here, but that could have been a close one. Going up front here to the lead, Gary Sigelkow with a big run going down the backstretch. He's going to think about trying to make a move on this 88, but just couldn't do it. We've got a big wreck. Terry Landis, and, well, not too sure who else was involved in that, but we're going to go back and take a look. A lot of cars hurt. Let's see if we can get an aerial view here. Try and help us out a little bit to see what happened. No, this was early on, so that isn't the one we want. Let's see here. Having a little... Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. This is what we want here. So it's actually going to be Pat. So Terry Landis gets a little loose in front of Pat Boyce. You see when they were running side by side. Oh, Pat Boyce with bad net code. That collects him. Looked like he was going to go right on by. Bad net code collects him and Terry Landis. That thing was destroyed. John Rayner's car destroyed. Michael Vecchio hurt in that. But live to fight another day here. As your leader, Steven Mauer, he's not going to complain about this, that's for sure. I mean, he'd like as much as the rest of us to go green flag, but 3 laps led up front. You're not going to hear a driver complain of that very often, that's for sure here. Terry Landis still on pit road. John Rayner still on pit road. They'll get quick repairs and, you know, be able to get waved around, but they need to hope for another caution to get waved around, and the rest of the field doesn't want to extend any of these cautions as they know race time is very, very valuable, so they don't want to give away laps. Race car's lights are still on, so we're going to go around at least one more time here. I think this time is going to be the final time. Green flag. We'll probably wave next time around here at Charlotte. Let's see if the lights go off. Lights do turn off, so we're going to line them up double file and we'll go racing this time. All that banking, you know, like you say, it really helps the car turn, but you've seen guys get loose, you know, it can help the car turn a little too much, especially you see the hill there where it goes from Cup Series to Charlotte USA. It's just, you can see the bumps. It can upset the car and really make the rear end want to come around. Terry Landis and John Rayner both 2 laps down, so.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not
Actually,
going
we're going to
green.
extend it, maybe let those guys try and get back on the lead lap here. Not too sure if that's the reason, but as you could hear, we're not going green this time by. Lights came back on. There you see Terry Landis goes around to get one of his laps back. John Rayner already had one around. He's coming around, catching back up to the field here. And we'll have to see if he goes around again. Yes, he should. Oh! Contact between him and who? The 012 of Bob Curtis. John Rayner. He's going to hope that thing isn't damaged too much now. It looked like the 012 of Bob Curtis okay, but not sure if we're going to keep an eye on Terry Landis here to see if he tries something interesting here as well. He's just going to fall in line, it looks like. Not enough time necessarily for him to go around, or, you know, he could, if I'm him, I floor it around on the bottom, get back on the lead lap. To each their own, may feel a little safer here at the back, and maybe knowing that, hey, cautions probably aren't finished yet here. Steve Maurer gets set to lead him back to the green flag here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Take you back up to the flag here, and anytime in that Geico restart zone, that 888 can fire, so keep an eye out.
Green, green, green.
There he goes. Good jump for the 888 on the bottom as you see the top row struggling to get going. Mike Cramner there on the outside, and that 70 machine going to go around Steven Bixler. Steven Bixler maybe just wants to let the race settle down and come to him a little bit here. Gary Sigelkow, though, out front, able to get around. There, that's right. He was our leader, Steven Bixler, so I believe. And, you know, he's going to lose that there. But no, Steve Maurer, the leader. Steve Maurer lost the lead. Now, you know, he's sinking like a stone here. He's in third, possibly going to lose third here to Bob Curtis, and looks like we may have a battle for the lead heating up as Mike Cramner in the 70 is looking on Gary Siegelkow. Let's go on board with Mike Cramner here as he's got a front wing full of that 25 Gary Siegelkow as he doesn't know which way to go here going into 3 and 4. He's going to choose the high side, but can he get a big enough run? No, the 25 of Gary Siegelkow is going to shut the door, and this, meanwhile, is allowing the 888 of Steve Maurer to come up and say, hello, boys. I'd like to get involved in this dance. There goes Mike Cramner looking low. Gary Siegelkow going to throw the block going down the backstretch. Let's go back on board here with Mike Cramner. He's being as patient as he can right now. Mike Cramner really running out of tricks he can throw here. His caution is out, and maybe a little contact when the caution comes out. Michael Vecchio, it looks like possibly a single car spin, but we'll see. Looks like he's going around Bill Calder right now. Oh, no, he gets in the grass, trying to pass Bill Calder, loses the car, and just comes back up and gets into Bill. That happened ever so quick here. Let's see. This is what Bill Calder sees. And all of a sudden, it's got the right front wing, the right front tire flapping in the breeze. Fans are just happy that it's staying on the car. You know, that we don't have another Indy here. And that should put Terry Landis possibly back on the lead lap here. And you know, if you're Terry Landis here, you've got to think about coming down pit road. Got your lap back. You're back on the lead lap. None of the guys up front have pitted yet. I don't think tires will be a super issue, but they will be an issue. If you've got fresher tires than the guy in front of you, even if it's 6-7 laps, it's going to be an advantage. It's not going to be huge, but might be enough to give you that extra oomph to send it in on the outside and go around that guy. As we've seen Mike Cramner, this guy, second place, he has shown a lot of speed tonight. He's being very patient with the 25. He knows it's a long race, and here with 3-4 to go, he maybe doesn't lift in some of those situations, and we get a big wreck towards the front. So hats off to Mike Cramner. And some of these situations, it could have been brutal, but he's racing smart, and right now he's doing what it takes to finish on that podium. So we'll have to see if Mike can follow through with this here. Stu Wright in the 131, you know, he's somebody who we don't really talk about a lot. He's had a good race here. Started 11th, up to 5th. He's up 6 spots. So is Bob Curtis, and right in front of him up 6 spots as well. So those two duking it out for hard charger here at the moment. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, Mike Cramner, he is actually up 6 spots. So he can only go up 7. I mean, the guy's doing what he has to do at the moment. Got himself in a good position, and just needs to make sure that come here at the end, he's in position to win this. We're going to go around here again. Pace lights aren't off. We've got 2 more laps here under caution, and you know, we'll use this time to talk a little bit about tomorrow. You know, we're going back to Lernerville tomorrow for Hometown Heroes on Wednesday night, and I'm going to be bringing you that action. We'll start up live here at around 6:50 or so Eastern on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'll probably have it up, or no, actually, now that I'm looking at the schedule, we'll go a little later than that. They run the street stocks first, and last week I tried to broadcast them to be nice, and we all saw the terrible quality that was. So I may go racing in the street stocks this week. We'll see see how the day plays out tomorrow, but so we'll go live at, I'd say, probably 7:15, 7:20. And we'll be bringing you the 360 sprints at Lernerville Speedway, followed by the 410s. So make sure you're around. I can't confirm if we're going to run 2 features or not yet. I did see on the schedule they didn't add another one, but, you know, last week with the 410 rain out at Lincoln, not sure if we planned on running 2 of those or not. And, you know, if this helps, I'm game. I'm always down for another 410 race. So it's all up to the league, and they think we'll have enough drivers to put some butts in the seats. But lights are off on the pace cars, so we'll go green this time by. And, you know, for the rest of the week, Thursday, we've got Marty will bring you the small blocks and big blocks. I may be around for that. Depends how my work goes. We'll have to see, but I do plan on trying to sit in with him on Thursday, and then Sunday the pro late models. Man, we're at the Big E on Sunday, so busy week this week in the Coast to Coast Racing League. And, you know, we talked about it at the beginning of the show, but coming up here, 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks, Knoxville Nationals. Sign up if you have not. It's going to be an amazing show. Always is. Marty and I, we do our best to give you a great call on that one. And, man, I imagine this year it's not going to disappoint. A lot of heavy hitters. A lot of heavy hitters in the sprint car division. So back to the asphalt here. Racing is coming through 3 and 4. Gary Siegelkow is going to look to lead us back to the green flag. Anytime in that Geico restart zone, that 25 can go, and may have went a tad early, as I don't know if that'll give him a black flag or not, but he had a lot of speed coming to that restart zone, and that may have caught Mike Cramner sleep. Cramner right where you want to be, though, right now. The second guy in that line of tow he's looking to possibly make a move here, and look on the outside, the 131. The man who I said we hadn't talked about a lot tonight says, Shaggy, I'll give you a reason to talk about me. Here I come. Bottom step of the podium. I'm all over the back of Mike Cramner. This is getting wild here. Getting wild. Guys can't decide which way they want to go here. Mike Cramner looking to the outside, but Gary Siegelkow going to shut the door here. We're going to try to go over top here. Mike Cramner with a big run coming out of 2. Gary Siegelkow is going to shut the door on the bottom. Going to ride up a little bit here. A little contact going into turn 3, and Mike Cramner able to hold on. Stu Wright doesn't care, though. He says, cry me a river, Mike. I want to win this race. He is going to come back with a big run, and he's going to look to the outside of the 70 of Mike Cramner. Stu Wright going to dip back in line, bobbing and weaving. Nobody knows which way to go right now, as it is hectic here coming out of turn 4. We've got 12 to go. There you see the whole field go by the starter stand, but the action is up front. Stu Wright, Mike Cramner trying to get by the 25 of Gary Siegelkow. Is the 25 doing just enough to hold on. Gary Siegelkow doing great, holding the bottom in 3 and 4, not giving up the preferred line. And nobody right now, you know, they may not have the tires to drive it in there and stick it on the top. And where I said, you know, maybe had a guy in the back pit earlier, you know, come in and get that fresh rubber. That may be an advantage here, but right now, 10 to go this time by here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Gary Siegelkow on that 25, setting the pace out front. Steve Bixler, the mayor, running 7th. He's trying to run down the rest of the field, and caution is out. Who was that? Mike Cramner right when we click away from the leaders, there's a big wreck up front, and let's see if we can figure out what happened. Oh, he gets some help from Stu, right? Oh man. Let's see here if we can go back. Mike has a little bit of a hiccup in the middle of the corner, but Stu just not able to get out of it. We're going to try to... We got to go back to Stu here. And we're going to go on board with Stu if we can get there in time. We're just going to see what he saw here. Yeah, I mean, Cramner makes a little mistake, but you know, you never really hear him get out of the throttle. And man, Cramner, he may not be a happy camper right now, but long way to go here. Right now, Gary Sigelkow still the man out front, and Bob Curtis. Stu Wright must have been tore up in that enough that he may have called it quits here. Let's see how bad Stu's ride was. This has me puzzled a little bit. I'm kind of surprised Stu doesn't just go for a quick repair here and stay out, but maybe just a little frustrated at the events. Let's see if we can see what happens here. Now it actually says he may be back out there here, so let's see. There's no Stu Wright, not back out there. He's still in the pits, so not too sure. Maybe Stu, he might have had to call it a night. May have accidentally not had the quick repair check. That's happened to all of us too. Tough to tell, but guys are running out of laps here as they're ticking by under caution. Lights do go off this time, though, so we will be going back to racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and when we get the green, we'll have 6 to go. If anybody's got anything for this 25 of Gary Sigelkow, they've got to show it now. You know, arguably two of the guys that possibly had something. Stu Wright and Mike Cramner get involved in an accident, and they're both gone in the bottom 2 steps of the podium. Now all of a sudden are wide open, anybody's game. Go down the backstretch for the final time at pace lap speeds here. Gonna get ready to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Stu Wright, Steve Maurer, Mike Cramner all still in the pits. See here. 6 to go. Will this be the final restart here for the 25 of Gary Sigelkow as he picks up the pace? He definitely went early there. Ooh, that's going to be a questionable start here for the 25 of Gary Sigelkow. Really going to... Bob Curtis paid for that big time in that Chick-fil-A ride. Up front, John Rayner in the 302, though, able to get around the 25 of Gary Sigelkow. As that's a big-time move for the 302 of John Rayner as he's ready to set sail here. 5 to go at Charlotte Speedway. Battle heating up for that final step of the podium as well. Terry Landis able to get around Bob Curtis and go up to P4, and Now he's coming up on Steve Bixler, but look at it heating up front. Here we come by the starter stand. Little contact there, but they keep on rolling side by side for the lead. Gary Siegelkow on the high side. Who you got? 4 to go. Bill Calder able to get out of the way there as lap traffic could have been an issue. Steven Bixler trying to defend that final podium spot from Terry Landis, but here he comes. That U machine carrying speed, and look at Steven Bixler. He's got to get on the binders. He got up on Gary Siegelkow quick. John Rayner extending that lead out front. But they're just going to pull him right back in going down the backstretch. That's the thing with draft here. You know, you don't necessarily want to be that guy out front. Terry Landis in the wall. Able to save it side by side at the line. 2 to go. Steven Bixler. Oh, he kisses the apron. Able to save it. Side by side for the lead here. Going down the backstretch. Through turns 3 and 4. Gary Siegelkow in the wall. Terry Landis looking low. Gary Siegelkow shuts the door. White flag in the air. Final time. John Rayner in the 302 looks to be the car to beat right now, but you can't keep your eye off this 25 of Gary Siegelkow. Here he comes. Big run down the backstretch. Can he pounce? John Rayner left the bottom open. Gary Siegelkow pounces. Does he steal the win here? Big run out of 4. Gary Siegelkow takes it on the last lap. John Rayner, P3. Or P2, Terry Landis, P3. Who wrecked there at the line? Is that the mayor, Steven Bixler? Steven Bixler and Bob Curtis wrecking here at the end. Steven's going to get by Bob. He's going to mope it home for P5. Oh, man. Let's go back and digest what happened on that last lap here. Steven Bixler just goes in a little low, floats up. Oh, no. Nothing Bob Curtis could do. And, man, that's a tough one here. Gary Siegelkow, though, man, steals it on the last lap. Big win for the 25 of Gary Siegelkow. As we are going to see, here he is. The Desert Demon just popped up. He didn't need a long rest here. Hey, Terry, man, that was an exciting P3 there. Talk to us about those last couple laps, man.
I kind of bounced it off the wall a little bit to get around the mirror. And it didn't hurt it, so I just stayed on the gas and off we went.
Yeah, you know, we saw that coming out of turn 4. That was pretty crazy, able to stick it in there, and, you know, you barely lost any time at all. But at the end of the day, that fractional time that you did lose, that may have been your shot at the win there.
Yeah, it probably was, but, you know, I had to try something.
Yeah, you know, not that this has really anything to do with you there, but on that last lap, were you surprised to see John open the door there? Were you hoping those guys maybe got into each other in 3 and 4?
Yeah, I was really watching John and Gary going at it. I mean, I think they were rubbing tires. I don't know. But yeah, I was just standing behind the mirror, and all of a sudden he opened the door, and you know, I went around him and then did what I could to stay with him, but I'll take the third. Yeah,
man, at the end of the day, 2 podiums tonight. That's something to be proud of, dude. So hell of a job, man. Let's hear those sponsors.
Thanks, Shaggy. You guys, for sure. Shag, man. Putting on a great show. Oh, my wife loves your stuff, by the way. And then
I appreciate it, Judy.
Yeah. And then Mauer Farm Management. Couldn't do without them. And you and Galen's homegrown popcorn. And Kreitz Old Track Parts. And Epsilon's Print Wraps. And everyone worked behind the scenes. I'm my wife, Judy.
Well, hey, hell of a job, Terry, man. You know darn well you're one of my favorites, and I love having you up here. So congratulations, my man. Looking forward to many more of these.
Heck yeah. And now we're going to go in the trucks and see what we can do there.
Yeah, well, you have fun and behave. I got a pro late model league I got to call, but
All right, brother.
don't get
Have
anybody
fun.
mad at you.
No, I won't do that.
All right, good luck, Terry.
Thanks, bro. Later.
That's your P3 finisher. And now we're going to bring up the man who, man, he almost had it. So close, John, but it slipped away on the last lap, man.
Yes, that was a close race, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, made it exciting. Were you a little surprised that he was able to get that big run on you going down the backstretch on the last lap?
You know, these cars drafting is a huge factor, and I know going down that straightaway, Gary had enough sense to pull him, get him behind me, and get in my draft and get slight by me there, and hopefully I gave him enough room so I didn't cause any issues. But I was kind of expecting that, but no, he did a great job, and Terry as well made it very competitive there, right to the very end. So. Yeah, I was happy with that race. I usually enjoy driving these cars on these big oval tracks. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, it looked like it. I mean, you and Gary side by side, almost wheel-to-wheel contact a couple of times, man. You guys put on a show, and John, P2 on this podium, man, that's nothing to look down on, man. There's some good guys here. So congratulations, John. Who you got to thank on the P2?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I just want to thank a couple of our sponsors that we usually use. That would be the Salty Dogs Racing Team and Mauer Farm Management for sure. Coast to Coast Racing, because as you know, they've been involved with all sorts of tracks and cars for a number of years now. Without them, this all wouldn't be going on. So I want to give a thanks to them, and thanks to all the retired Salty Dogs. Always a joy to race with all those guys. We usually have a lot of fun. So, and thank you for your broadcasting. Much appreciated. I know the guys really enjoy that. So thank you very much.
Well, John, you know, when you guys put on finishes like this, man, it makes it fun for me. So. Hell of a job tonight, and man, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season here.
Yeah, me too. Thank you very much.
It's going to be your P2 finisher, John Rayner, and now, you know, we're going to bring up the man of the hour here, Gary Segelkow, man. We're watching it live on the replay. He opened the door for you on the last lap. Were you surprised, brother?
Yes, I was. I was going to take second. I was going to be happy with that, and then he had that little bobble, and I said, nope, I got him.
Yeah, you know, and we watched it too, Gary. You know, maybe he didn't do it on purpose. We know how tight these things get, and you know the hit boxes aren't exactly the best either. But we saw you guys get into it a little bit on 3 and 4. He pinched you, and you know you got in the outside wall, but you were able to stick in it, man.
It was so slight.
Yeah, very slight, and you know you were able to stay in the throttle and. I mean, dude, driving that thing after getting that slight contact, we know how hard that is to control. So, first off, Gary, hats off, man, and I can't believe you're able to run him back down there. That was a hell of a race.
Thank you.
Well, Gary,
I love these cars. I love the Indy cars.
Yeah,
you
dude.
Can ask anybody that runs I love the Indy cars.
And you know, it showed early on in the race. We'll go back in time a little bit here, man. You were setting the pace out front, and we know how hard that is. You know how you used the draft there to get by John. Was you know, did you have to get defensive out there up front to protect?
I was blocking. If you watch, you'll go see that instead of going into the bottom of the corner, I would go through the middle of the corner, so they couldn't go either high or low.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of what I was referring to there. And, you know, Gary, that's not necessarily blocking. That's good racecraft, man. You're just doing what you need to do to take the line away. And, man, it shows how much you've learned, dude. You fastest car tonight, and 9 times out of 10, the fastest car doesn't always win. But, dude, tonight you were able to get it done. So congratulations, man. Who you want to thank?
Thank you. C2C for doing this, the retreads. I love racing with these guys. Mauer Management, you for doing a broadcast, which is great because this is the first race I've ever won with a broadcast.
Well, hey, man, dude, I'm glad I was here. Hell of a job, Gary. That's awesome, man. I did not know that.
Yeah, I have one other IndyCar win in the retreads, but not broadcasted. This is my first win being broadcasted, and that's awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm honored to be a part of that, dude. You know,
yeah.
you've developed so much, and I really mean that. You're it
I
shows.
tried.
You
I
were
tried.
smooth, and man, you held your line tonight. And like I say, that racecraft, with you able to drive it in low, arc it in the middle, like you were talking about, man, doing that by design. That's what you got to do to protect. And hell of a job tonight, Gary. Looking forward to a couple more wins this season, my man. What do you say?
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, congratulations.
I want the retrench championship. I still think in the dirt cars, but
Well, hey, man, more races like this, that's a real possibility. But, you know, I've got some things I got to do. But you going to run some trucks here this evening?
no, I'm gonna not. No, I'm gonna savor this.
I don't blame you, Gary. Congratulations, my man.
Okay, thank you.
That's going to be Gary Siegelkai, your feature winner. Hopefully the first of many for that guy. You can just hear the excitement in his voice. And this man earned it. You know, he even owned it there too. You know, he had to block a little bit. That's what you got to do to protect when you're out front. And there's nothing wrong with that. He wasn't wrecking guys, wasn't doing anything, you know, out of the ordinary to hold on to that lead. And at the end of the day, that 25 car deserved this. So hell of a job for Gary Siegelkai tonight. Going to wrap up Old Timers Tuesday here on the Coast to Coast Racing League. Big shout out to Maurer Farm Management. Couldn't do this broadcast without them. And I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, and I'll be right back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here tomorrow night around 7:15 Eastern. So set those alarms and get your butt back here. Have a good evening.